Are we on? Are we on? Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I am your host, Glenn Pooh Harding. And oh boy, we're back. Season 4 in full effect. And we starting off with a banger. This basketball head is the New York City legend, certified all-city, all-American player from Murray Burcham High School, a USC Trojan great, and two-time WNBA champion. I think this is a first. As a youngster, this basketball head grew up playing in the legendary Millback Center, Riverside Church, Gauchos, and Replica Park, all legendary places in New York City. Millbank, Riverside, Gauchos, Rutgers. You gotta say it twice. Known as Speedy, the phenom, Quick Nicky, or as we call her, Quickie Nicky. This basketball head is a gritty, tough, go-to ball handler whose episodes of challenge and triumph have shaped experiences sharp enough to forge a perspective that will serve as a guide and mentor to anyone with a dream and a drive to pursue it. This basketball head's resilience and frankness of perspective have afforded her a life lived by few to serve those who aspire to achieve in a career in basketball and beyond. This basketball head is also an author of her own book called Harlem Queen, the amazing library of women basketball pioneer Quick Nicky. So, without further ado, help me welcome to the show, season 4, that is, New York City legend, Nicky McCrimmon.
Y'all ready?
Y'all ready?
Yes. You have just stepped out into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening?
What's going on? What's going on?
You see,
How you doing?
I try to match your fit, you know what I mean?
No, it's Black History Month. We got to represent.
That's right. In full effect. And listen,
That's right.
I wanted to always start off each season doing something different. And I said, why not start off with one of our lady New York City legends, someone who was a pioneer and paving the way to all the great girls basketball that's going on in New York City that didn't exist when you was coming up.
Right, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, just getting the recognition, your show, you doing your thing. Shout outs to you.
Thank
you. For
you.
real. You've been doing it, you know, not just doing it on the male side, but bringing the females in there also. Big ups.
Yeah. It got a lot of things going on for female basketball. We have Nicole Milios. She just broke the 3,000 point mark. She did it in 3 years, right? And then from your school, we have a sophomore, Verilyn Arelis. She just cracked 1,000 points as a sophomore.
Man, they getting it. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. And you know what? And they getting the recognition. So that goes a long way.
And on a low, a lot of them are going to better schools than the guys nowadays.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that's all because, listen, back in the day, we didn't have that opportunity. We didn't have social media so everybody in the world can see what's going on. So that's a big thing. They getting contracts. They making money in high school. Do you know if I was making money in high school, man, where I'd have been? Jeez.
Listen. They have no idea, you
Man.
know, of all the things you would have done if you had social media and you did it without social media, and all the things that you accomplished is simply amazing.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. But you know what? I want to give a shout out to the young ladies and the young gents. They doing their thing, coming up. When you come up in Harlem, people don't understand. You already got a stigma on you. Like schools are not really, we get our little recognitions within the city, but they ain't really looking at us like that because they feel we have bad attitudes or we just some ghetto kids. You know what I'm saying? And we can play the game, but we really can't play the game. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you got to learn that stuff, and things that I know now. If I would have knew that back then, it probably been a little different for me.
Yeah, that's what they usually say about the pioneers, right? You look at some of the pioneers in hip hop who paved the way for all the kids who are getting paid and doing their thing right now. You know what I mean? If you didn't lay the groundwork for what you did, these kids wouldn't have a chance. So you definitely got to be counted in there. This is why we celebrate you today.
Well, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Big ups.
No
What's
doubt.
up?
So I just want to jump right into this, right? Like, who introduced you to the game?
The streets of New York, the streets of Harlem. Like literally, people ask, like, when you start playing ball? I always say I was born with a basketball, because coming up in Harlem, you either was a drug dealer, right? Or you was a baller, or a rapper. So I picked one. And the other two, I can't rap or nothing. I can recite some verses. The drug game wasn't for me. So basketball was it. So I played with all the guys, growing up in Harlem. I just played. I went everywhere. That was my hustle.
Yeah, like, you, the Big D's, Ruth Lovelace,
Man.
Denisha Butlers, all these people who were playing with guys and getting it in early on, before y'all even, got to the females, it was kind of a piece of cake because you guys did your thing. So
yeah, sure.
It was amazing. Where at in Harlem are you from? I got my guy All Ball. What up, Tucson? My guy Josh in the building. What's up? What's up, Josh?
Yeah, you know what? I'm from all over the city. But I'm because we moved around a lot.
Got you.
So I lived in Foster Projects. I lived on 118th and Manhattan Avenue, 120th and 7th Avenue, Hamilton, 140th and Hamilton, Polo Grounds. I mean, the Bronx, all over. But I was born in Harlem, Sinhan Hospital, right there on 123rd. Yeah, it ain't no hospital there before, but yeah, strictly Harlem. Now, I take pride in it because a lot of people say they from Harlem, but they ain't from Harlem. They ain't. They wasn't born and raised there. So
let them know. Harlem, born and raised.
Born and raised. Yeah,
that's right. So when you was growing up, who was that person in the neighborhood that everyone wanted to be like?
You know what? It's funny because Steve Burt. I remember Steve Burt.
Yes.
And I used to go up to the games and watch like everybody. I have the street guys, my street guys. I had I used to watch this guy named Big. We call him Big. On the block, he's short, but he's fast. You know what I'm saying? So I try to hone my skills after different people in the hood. Tone, Rome. I mean, I can go on and on. Butler, all of them. I mean, I could go on and on.
It was so many.
It was a lot. You go all over the city, you watching different people. I'm watching Kenny Anderson. I'm watching all these guys. I don't really want to just be throwing people names out there, but I took my skills after them, just learning and watching different guys play because they used to beat me up. You know, they used to rough me up. Now, you know, not physically beat me up, but rough me.
Right.
So I was ready. So by the time I got playing with the girls, it was nothing. It was nothing.
And you were so fast. You know, the guys prepared you because you didn't want to, you know, run into that physical play. So they had to kind of catch you and run after you.
Oh yeah. And plus, you know what? I was only about 90 pounds soaking wet, if that. You know, so they see me. It's like, who this little skinny little girl? Man, get up out of here. You can't play. And then, you know, guys, you want to pick me last. But then once I get on the court and I was a talker, you know, New York, you got to talk trash.
That's right.
That was it. I talk trash, but I can back it up. So I would send them home, you know. Send them home a little humble. You know?
Listen, ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of humble pie.
Yeah. Yeah.
When did you start to take the game seriously? Like when did it all click in for you? Say this is something that you're going to do full time.
You know what? I think growing up, I didn't know women played basketball. I didn't know you can really get a scholarship to play. And once I found that out, like I would just go because it was just fun. I would play in different parks, you know, like the church, Riverside really honed my skills, Gauchos, you know, the Guardia House. I mean, all this.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, I take it back.
That's right.
We had West Fourth. We had down at Cecil. It was this guy named Cecil down at Henry Street.
Yeah.
You know, so I would just go all over the city and play. So once I seen that, okay, people start talking about school. You know, no one ever told me like about college and what you had to do in college. I thought college was like high school. And when we in high school in New York, we in buildings. We not in like out in Cali and everywhere I go. They got like it's like a college campus. They high school. So I was like, wait a minute, I ain't got to be in a classroom in a building, going up and down the elevators and escalators and the steps. It's like college atmosphere. Oh, okay. So this is how it is. This is what people do. All right. So now I can get a scholarship. What is that? No one told us about a scholarship. No, you go to school for free. You play, you know, and they'll pay for you to go to school. It was a wrap because we didn't have no money. My mother raised 7 kids by herself. She didn't have no money to send us to college. So I wanted to do that. So I couldn't tell you in particular age. Once I start in high school playing with the women, then I knew I'll take it serious. I could take this serious because this could take me somewhere to get up out of Harlem.
And you was at Mary Bertram, correct?
Yeah, I started off at Mary Bertram. We had the little powerhouse at the beginning. You know, we didn't win a chip. We could have, but, you know, I had to get up out of there. But it was myself, Marcy Carnegie, and D. Posey.
Yes,
oh, man,
yes.
They couldn't stop us. Like, we did our thing at Bertram. But you know what? While I was at Bertram, I really didn't know the impact that I was making, you know, in the school, even in New York, like being in the papers and stuff. I didn't really know the impact of that. I was just playing, you know, I still was a knucklehead.
But you and those other 2 girls, Marcy Carnegie and Big D Posey, was the reason why all of those girls went there and they won 15 championships in a row. Man,
when I went back, they was like, yo, your school been doing this. And I'm like, dang.
Yes.
That's tough. Yeah. And big ups to them young ladies. You know what I'm saying? Big up to the schools, you know, for changing the program around and getting the proper people in there so they can get them chips. Because, you know, it's a good school. Good school. Yeah. You know, I liked it. I didn't like getting up going to the school because it was so far from where I was at. On the train, cold winter, you know, them cold winter days, you know, you don't want to get up.
Right.
But yeah, that's what's up. Look, all I can give, even though I'm a pioneer and a lot of them young ladies, they probably don't know who I am. But the steps that they making now, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to win a championship. I don't care what nobody say. It's hard. You got to have a team of people on one page. You know what I'm saying? And you got to have the right pieces. You don't have to have, 10 all-stars.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You need everybody to play their role. And if everybody play their role and they get along, man, big things can happen.
And they have,
Yeah.
Listen, hopefully with what you did with my guy Tucson, all ball with Uncle Ice and myself, and we just keep, your story alive and let these young ladies know that there's, people that came before them that laid the foundation. So I like to go around to the schools, and when I go visit these high schools and I cover them, I chop it up with the head coaches and let them know, like, yo, y'all got to put some banners up. Y'all got to tell a story, the school history, because there's a history before these other girls, and probably even before you joined the coaching staff. There's a history here, and I think kids get a kick out of that, and it motivates them to know that people that came before them set the precedence for them what to do today.
Yeah, that's definitely important. You got to have people invested, and people who really know the game. And you could go back, even though my articles are archived in the library and stuff like that. But you go back and if you look at things that women of that time, what they did, it was amazing. Without social media, we had just a news writer come to the gym. You look and you like, damn, I want to have my best game because I want them to put me in the daily news or the Post. Get a picture in there, you good, because everybody in the city gonna see that.
That's right. That's right.
And they can put a name, put a name with the face.
That's right.
Instead of just seeing Nicky McCrimmon, 25 points, 6 assists. Now they can see a picture and be like, oh, okay. And then the buzz start going.
There you go. No, that's so true. Look, still got mines, right?
Yes.
The kids, they're so far disconnected from that because they're not used to seeing it. So what I do with my Instagram page and Facebook, I write up small articles.
Okay.
And I didn't realize the impact that it was making until you get coaches calling you and people sending you their games or the score books or the box scores, so you can add them to that because it means so much. And I think it's just a little bit more than just a picture when you can read about something and adds, the picture adds to the write-up, right? Or the add-up adds to the picture. Because a lot of times we know what the person looked like, but we don't know too much about them and the intricacies of the game that happened for them to score that 20 or 30 points or even 15 or 10 rebounds. Right.
But you know what? I'm gonna try to talk for the people who really don't get the recognition, because I came, you can see the stuff behind me, my little accolades. But what about the people who, because I was on both sides, I was the person that maybe didn't get in the game at one point or wasn't the star of the team and had to play a role. You gotta be able to make sure you help out everybody on the team, because everybody got a story and everybody make a contribution in their own little way. So if you just keep talking about, I'm gonna give this for instance. Let's take LeBron, just throw it out there for a minute.
Yeah.
Who getting the ball to LeBron?
That's right.
Who's making LeBron work in practice?
That's right.
See, who don't get the recognition, you only hearing about the stars. What about the people who really pump up those other people to make them better in practice? Giving them words of encouragement. That stuff like that don't make it to stats in the books. Those are the little things that, these young people don't really realize. That it's all about self. It's all about me. I'm about to get this contract. I'm about to do this. Nah, that's going to come. The game going to show, but what type of person are you? You know what I'm saying? How do you help your teammates who ain't getting that shine? How are you keeping them, motivated to stay and to keep cheering you on? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody needs that.
No, that's real. This is why, you know, I had Marcy and Deposy on before I had you, right? And it
Oh my
could have
God.
easily went to the one, right? But I had to get the people that kind of help you become who you finally became in life.
Yeah.
And that's why I love what I do, because I kind of spread it around a little bit. You know,
Right.
you can just get all the legends, and that's cool. But I always like to say, just like you, what about those other people? You know,
Yeah.
I had guys over here that got cut from their high school team 4 years in a row, but was big in the streets, right?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
tournament balls. They're still playing to this day. They still playing 50 and over, right?
Right.
And still making an impact. Or
Yeah.
those people who just became professionals and
Right.
had a small impact, but they're doing big things in the community.
Yeah. You know what? There's a lot of women that played during my time, from the August Martin girls over there,
Yeah.
King, Brand Nice. I mean, we used to battle it out. Like we didn't like back then, we didn't even like each other. We knew each other. We had to play against each other, but we didn't like each other on the court. Like it would come to like wanting to fight,
Right.
because that's how that's what the game meant to us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we still got to go out, play, and be classy or whatever. But back then we were street, and we took it. If you lose, because you already know they're gonna talk. It's gonna be all around. Oh yeah, we waited for y'all. We did this. We did that. So you didn't want that side. So you want to go out and show out. The Golden Hoops games. They still have those games.
Ooh,
You know,
no,
you
no more wheelchair, no more go to hoop.
yeah,
No.
yeah. So we had all that stuff, and then you can showcase your skills in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? So you waited for that. And back then, my game was different. I was strictly street because I came from the streets, because I was a Harlem baller. So when I went into them games, I was razzle dazzle behind the back, between the legs, talking, making acrobatic shots, and then that's how your name started buzzing. Yo, you seen that girl, Nikki? Da, 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 da. And everywhere you go in the city, people know you, and you don't know them, but they know you because they seen these games. But so, like I said, I want to give it up to all the young ladies, even the fellas that played in those games. They know what it was about. And, just all the coaches that supported, because you did have some haters. You can always, you had some haters. So we'll get into, I guess a little later on in the interview, what people used to say to me. Yeah. Especially when I left Bertram.
Now, because that's what I want to get into, right? Because you guys, when I spoke to Nick and Marcy, they were saying y'all would get right there, but couldn't win it all.
Yeah,
and it became very frustrating. How much did you average at Bertram before you left, and where did you go afterwards?
Okay, so Bertram, I average, I think, about 24, 25. But my highest scoring game in Bertram was 45.
Whew.
Was 45? Yeah.
First tech. Listen, these texts are positive texts, right? Unlike what they do on the basketball court.
Yeah.
What year?
This was I went to Bertram. Damn, see how you take me back. 80.
No, not what year, but what year were you in when you scored 45? Do you remember? Like, was it your junior?
Freshman, sophomore.
Hold on, talk about never tech,
Yeah,
fam.
yeah.
Freshman year?
Yeah, like freshman, sophomore year, 45. I got the the article to prove it.
If you get a chance, send it to me, please.
Oh,
I need that.
I got a bunch of articles, but yeah, 40 single game. I had a single game record of 45, and I'm looking because I had to go back when I was doing the book. I had to go back and go to the library and get articles,
Please forward it to me. I'm just gonna do just a whole day of Nicky McCrimmon so people can understand, what it was like.
Yeah, so look, I wrote this out as a junior. My junior year, I averaged 30 points, and my senior year I averaged 50. So That was
Nick. Yo, time out. Another tackle to play. 50 points. Who's
Yeah.
averaging? Hold on. This is some Wilt Chamberlain kind of numbers.
Yeah, I was doing it. So let me tell you this. All right. So I went to Bertram, started out at Bertram. I did 2 years at Bertram. I left Bertram and went to Westside High. Now, Westside High, they didn't have a basketball team, like a good basketball team. It was like a alternative school. They always say, oh, it was an alternative school because they had a GED program.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it wasn't getting no recognition. So guess what? All the people when I was at Bertram, you know, you leaving, you doing this, you ain't gonna make it. You're not gonna become nothing. You're gonna be trash. You're gonna, and you telling the kid this, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to do what's best for me at the time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to really leave Bertram, but I just had to go, you know? And once I left at Bertram, all right, I'm gonna give you this. At Bertram, it was more like you a number. There was no like home-like environment there. Like I couldn't talk to the teachers and they know me by name and, you know, none of that. Bertram went over there. It was like a family. I mean, Westside went over there. It was like a family. They knew you by name. You know what I'm saying? You call the teachers by their name. They waited for you to come to school. If you ain't come to school, they was on the horn, you know, calling you. So I felt good with that, man. I never missed a day of school. Never. I was there all the time. We played. The girls wasn't as good, of course, as the girls that I played with at Bertram. But I took them to a chip, the alternative school championship, and it was just me, basically. You know, basically, I was I played all 5 positions. All 5.
First of all, for them to hate on a situation where it wasn't a basketball move, right? It wasn't like you was going to August Martin or Christ the King to better your situation. You was going to better your education situation so you can feel comfortable in an environment that's going to help you succeed in the classroom.
Yeah. And I had people, even the newspaper, I got articles of, you know, people saying that, I scored this amount of points over there, but I couldn't do it over there, you know, and what is it, PSAL, right? That's what it's called?
Yeah, PSAL, that's the public school, yeah, athletically, yeah.
So I couldn't do it there. But I was like, if you look at it and you go back in the history, I was tearing these girls up in Bertram as a freshman and a sophomore. So it didn't make no sense for you to say, when I go over here, I didn't have to share the ball when I went over to Westside. At Bertram, I had to share the ball. I was the point guard. You know what I'm saying? But I still was putting in work. So, and the articles prove it. You know, the article prove it. So I was like, okay, so that fueled my fire to want to do better and want more. You know, because I was like, I'm gonna prove them wrong. I'm gonna make it despite them. You know, they could say what they want. I got over to Westside, and like, I don't even know, I scored 80 points without even blinking my eye and had the New York State record, held it for years.
Hold on, time out. That was in one game?
80 points, one game, New York City record, yeah.
This is, I'm getting tired of blowing this whistle.
Man.
This is crazy. 80 points.
80 points.
80 points. That's a technical foul, Nicky. No one, that's Kobe. Mike didn't even do that. Listen, 30 years later, let's check this out. You're getting all the flack for the great numbers that you're putting up. Nicole Miliosa is going through the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? People, and you know, she was on the news, the interviewer, and I try to pump up. Listen, you do well and you're in New York City. I don't care who you playing against. I played the game. It's not easy scoring 40. It's not easy scoring 50. Mm-hmm. And I don't care who you playing against. That's not an easy feat.
Right.
I don't care who you playing against. Right? And the fact that people, you know, don't celebrate you guys the way and girls the way we supposed to. She is the leading scorer in the country right
Wow.
now, averaging 44. She's playing in Staten Island,
Uh-huh.
Susan E. Wagner, and
Okay.
just like you, they saying, you know, she's not playing against no one, and
Right.
you know, she's not playing with anyone, so she get to shoot all the shots. And
Yeah, that's harder.
I've done. Listen, I played in situations where I was the best person on the team, and the highest I scored was 54. But I was playing with some guys that was good, right?
Right.
But also played on teams when I was the best person on the team by far, and still didn't break my record of 54.
Right.
And I was trying. So I
Yeah.
know how hard it is.
Yeah, people don't, people just don't know. And it usually be the ones, the ones that's talking and putting it out there are the ones that ain't even in the sport.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? They never played the game. Now, even if they played the game, they wasn't as good, or they didn't have that tenacity that you got to have when you playing a sport. I don't care whatever sport it is. Whatever I set my mind to do, I was going to do. Basketball, stick ball. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking it back. Stick ball up in the park, football, whatever it was, I was playing it. Flipping on the dirty mattresses, everything.
What you know about
right?
that? Flipping
Come
on
on
the
now,
dirty
you know
masters in
about
the
that.
hood.
What you know about Skelly? Come on, they don't know nothing about that. Come on.
Tell them, Nick.
Man, doing all that. But those were games growing up that we played and did. Like, I did every single thing. Everything that you could imagine, I did, but basketball was my love. Once I got and found out I was good at it, really good at it, where I'm playing against guys for money, like they putting people in my hood, putting me up to play against guys, So everywhere I go, and I'm just going around the city playing in the parks, playing in the schoolyards, and it was a different time back then. We didn't have, people taking photos and all that of you. You just in there coming out 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, dirt in my hands, black, for being out all day, and you don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You just keep
right.
going. So do they know that struggle? Nah, I don't think they do. Some people do, and the people who know, they know. And the people who really know ball and really know, the people who came out of New York City, Harlem, you cannot mention that without mentioning me. I don't care what you say. You can't.
Nah, that's a super fact. That's a super fact. My guy Eric Weaver on the check-in. Got Kenny Anderson on Instagram. Told him to come over to YouTube. Come over to YouTube. Come over to YouTube, people. You know that's where we at.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all coming out for you. This is crazy.
That's good. It's good.
Now, I want to ask you this, right? Do you remember the person or people or team that was kind of hating on you and you gave them the business? Like you bust their ass and you gave them some numbers. Do you remember any game that sticks out to you that said, you know what? I'm going to give them the business because they've been talking smack about me?
When we used to play, of course, it was so many. Everybody was talking smack, but for some reason, we didn't like August Martin.
What was it between August Martin and everybody else? Because they was running it up on people.
Yes, they were. And they had a squad. Like when I say a squad, they had a squad. So I'm gonna take it back to Bertram. When it was 3 of us. Of course, the big 3.
Yes.
Me, D, and Marcy, right? But you play against August Martin in any city game or whatever, they got people coming off the bench. They deep. But it didn't matter.
Right.
Because we were so hyped for games and to play against them. I don't care where it was. We could have been taken to the back in the streets. We just wanted to beat them because they always talk trash. How their team was the best. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can, deal with them and all that. So I was just like, you know what? When we play them, let's just do our thing. We just do our thing, And I think, but it was a good, healthy rivalry, It was a healthy rivalry back then. Anytime I went up against a point guard, Wanda Hall, she was Wanda was out of King. I think she was out of King, Martin Luther King. Dope. You know what I'm saying? Dope point guard. Every time I played against her, we went back and forth, but we were friends. We was the best of friends. So it was a lot of other people. Like I said, if I dig in the crates and look at them articles, you'll be like, oh.
Please pass them on. Pass them on. We're gonna do a whole day of Nick McCrimmon's all day, all your articles.
Let's do it. Yeah.
For sure. I got you. So, you talked about all the tournaments you played in, talking about playing up in Riverside, who honed your skills, right?
Yeah.
On the AU side.
Yeah.
What was it like when you knew, okay, now you going to college, but you got to go to junior college route?
You know what? Let me see. Say you go into the garden. How many different ways you can get to the garden?
So many different ways.
So many different ways, right? But you still get to that one place, right?
That's right.
And everybody don't go that same route that you may have went to get there.
That's right.
So for me, going to junior college was the best thing that ever happened to me. Now, remember, coming out of high school with all the accolades that I had, not one college in New York recruited me. Not one. You know what I'm saying?
But yet you got a USC jersey up there.
Man, I got USC. I got, my New Mexico. I got my WNBA. I'm gonna flash it around so you can see it. I was like, okay. Coming out of high school, I was hurt because I was like, damn, all the people around me was, yo, you committed to this school, that school, whatever. And it's like, yo, you ain't got a school, what? Da. I'm like, all right. So one of my homegirls, Gloria Felder, who was a beast in herself, she went to New Mexico, and she was like, yo, we need a guard. And I was like, Mexico, like, coming from New York to New Mexico, like what? I was like, well, whatever. The coach came out and was like, asked me did I want to come to the school because she talked me up so much. Then he came to visit, and then he did his own research on, looking me up and my scoring and everything that I did, and asked me did I want to come on a scholarship. Now this is a junior college scholarship. I ain't have to pay for nothing. You think I wasn't going? I didn't care where it was, but I was torn. I was torn because I was a city slicker. Now I'm going to Hobbs, New Mexico. Nobody couldn't even find that on the map, So I went out there, and then that's why I really, really honed my skills in New Mexico. That's what happened because I had to go from being, the one player to do everything on my team to now I have some help. So I have some other people that can do some things. And it wasn't just about me. It was a team thing. And we couldn't win just on me playing my New York style of ball, So it was a humbling experience. I love it. I love that school because they really took us in. They really took us in and helped us out and showed us the ropes. And then it just flourished from there.
How was the transition, coming from city, right? You said being a city slicker and then going out to New Mexico, so much space, probably so much land and not tall buildings and trains and buses everywhere.
Yeah, it was none of that. Animals, cowboys, they were in cowboy hats, the boots, they was doing line dancing. Like I never seen that stuff before. They talk with a twang. They had that back then, because it's New Mexico, like Texas, on the verge.
Yes.
So it was like they had shotguns in the car. You know, I'm looking like, you know, I could hitchhike without getting killed. You know, it was a different experience. The people were really nice. They would talk to you. I mean, every time you drive by, somebody was doing this, like, hi. And I was like, what is wrong with these people? Like, why are they, you know, coming from New York? Nobody does that.
No one speaks. No one speaks.
They're
Right.
not speaking to you. So I was like, why they keep doing that? And they was like, they just saying hi to you. That's it. And now I had to get accustomed to that because I wasn't. You know, New York, you mean mugging everybody. You know, like, what you looking at? Like, what? You want to fight? Like, you know, but then you go from that to people saying hi and you know, knowing your name and greeting you. You know, that it was love. It was love.
That's dope. My guy Flea from Are We Live podcast on his check-in. Who we got? Who's that? Norcia? Hope I'm saying your name right. Said much respect for the drive. And John Barr, he said, my father says she was one of the best. Can't wait to read the book. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put your book up in a few minutes, and we're gonna, you know, put that whole screen.
I got it right here. Look, I got it on deck, ready.
Me too. See, it's my own personal copy right here, right? You see that, right? Right. There you go.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So make sure y'all go support Harlem Queen right here.
That's
this
right.
Is the book.
Yeah.
Get it on Amazon and all platforms. Get it everywhere. Yeah. If you want your own personal copy, contact her. She probably hook you up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just
I got you.
hit
I
up
got
on the Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So JUCO goes great for you. And now, what is the recruiting process like for you now? Like everybody's coming to the door knocking.
Yeah, so junior college, I had some accolades, you know. Let me see, I'm looking around the room. This is my they retired. I made the Hall of Fame for the junior college Hall of Fame. Also I was like Kodak All-American, you know, junior college Kodak All-American. I did some things. I led a lot of, look at this. This is my retirement joint.
Wow.
So I did some things in
How well did you guys do while you was there?
Oh, we didn't win a chip. We made it up until, you know, now let me tell you this. See, people don't know. I played against Cheryl Swoops in junior college. So she was I think Cheryl was at South Plains College, junior college, and I was at New Mexico. So back then she was putting in work, but we played against each other. It was the JUCO out there was tough.
Right.
Like it was tough. They had some people out there that was doing it. And you know, my team, you know, we just couldn't get it at like Bertram. We just couldn't, we made it to the thing. We just couldn't get over that hump, you know, but with the experience and all that, I appreciated the recruiting process from there. I just, there was some people, you know, I was getting letters from all over the place. Okay. And some people came out, but coming from New York, you always want to go to Cali. I was like, man, let me go see what they doing over there at USC. You know what I'm saying? It was between USC for me and Georgia.
Got you. Ooh, SEC. Yeah.
So I was just like, I was torn. I was going to Georgia, you know, and then when I got got out there to California, then I met Lisa and everybody. I was just like, you know what? I want to be in California.
Lisa who? Tell the people.
Oh, you know, well, hold on. Give me a little minute.
Because listen, y'all got to understand how legendary this is, right? She laid the foundation for women's basketball here in New York City, then went out to Cali. Well, start with that New Mexico and then out to Cali. Oh, yeah. The legendary one right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I was playing with Lisa and Tina. How could you not come to the school? How could you not go to SC? You know,
3 legendary players on one team. Like,
we were. That was a good thing. That was a good thing. I appreciate that. Just going to SC. I just don't know. Like, I didn't really know the ins and out of recruiting. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, you assign this, boom. I ain't got to pay. Cool. My mom, nobody got to pay, and I get a check. I get a little check. Have some little money in my pocket. Okay, cool. It wasn't much. You know what I'm saying? But it was something.
That's
I
right.
get school free. You know what I'm saying? But people don't know well, back then, because it's different now. I was a starving student. Like, I couldn't work.
All starved.
Yeah, starving. Like, but I'm in another state. I have no family. I'm the only one out here. All my family in New York, I have to call. I could call on the phone and boo-hoo and cry or whatever. But, they didn't have the money like that to send me money like that. You know what I'm saying? So once I was out here, I had to learn how to budget whatever money I got back from financial aid and all that. And I had to make it work. Oodles and noodles was the thing.
Oodles and noodles and lunch meat.
Man.
That was it, right? The bologna, ham and cheese, turkey and cheese sandwiches. And you make it stretch.
Look, but imagine going to SC, right? Now, all you surrounded by is Acuras. You got all BMWs, Mercedes. You got all these cars with these students going there. Their parents are directors and doctors and lawyers and producers and all this stuff. And I couldn't even afford a bicycle. That's how I didn't even have a bicycle to get around. You know what I'm saying? So that gave me even more motivation, because people were like, oh, you go to SC, you should be good. You got money. What? Money? I ain't got no money. These people around me got money. I ain't got a dime. I'm struggling, but I'm gonna make it work, because I will not go back on and have my family think that I couldn't make it out here. It was a challenge for me, and I had to graduate and I had to do some things, because I wanted to let my mother know that, Mom, I'm going to do it. I'm the first one of my brothers and sisters. I'm the baby, number 7, the first one who graduated college. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was going to do that. And although my mother was holding on, because I was dealing with a lot of stuff in high school and in junior college up until my senior year in college, when she passed, I was dealing with all that emotion, like being away from home. My mom was sick. Yeah, that's thank you. Being sick and fighting the inside battles that I have to fight. Should I go home, put school off so I could be with my mother, or, make her proud and continue to do what I need to do despite, everything because I knew. I knew what the outcome was going to be, but I just didn't know it would be, 2 months before I graduate,
Wow. Yeah, I kind of went through some of the same things. My mom passed 4 months after I graduated. So, and I'm also the youngest in my immediate family and was the first to graduate college. So definitely feel your pain and understand your struggle in that part. My condolences again.
Yeah, but you see, my mom was a fighter, but you see that people don't really know. They can know you from afar, or they can think they know you, but they don't know what you going through and what you had to do to get there. You know what I'm saying? So I hate when people go, they do it all the time. Yo, you played this episode? Yeah. How much you score? Do it matter? Do it matter how much I score? That you just want to know who had the most points? You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. You won the game, is a good game. All the stuff that don't make the papers, all the stuff that people don't think that's important to the game. How many assists you had, how many rebounds you had. They just want to know how many points, and not really check on, people don't check on their players, and how they feeling. You could be having people going through some stuff, trying to get, from point A to point B, homelessness, not eating. I don't want to get too deep into stuff like that, but it's just like people just see you from the outside and think you got it all, but just don't know what you really going through. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I was hungry. I had to make it. There was no way I couldn't make it. There was no way. There was days I was out here starving. Everybody eating with their family, but everybody thought, oh, you got somewhere to go. I had nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm gonna go? I don't know nobody out here. You don't want to be all up in other people's family stuff when your family, you don't have your core family there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to go in nobody's house all down because I didn't have my mom. So I was at a point where I was just like, you know what? I don't need none of this. Like, what is it doing for me? You know what I'm saying? What is it really doing for me? Nothing at that time. Because we didn't have to leave. You think about it. We didn't have to leave when I was in college. We didn't have to leave. You can go overseas maybe. Yeah. But who wants to be, still in another country? You're still lonely. Yeah, you make a lot of money, but money ain't everything. So I didn't, I just had to, growing up and realizing I had to, take a step back. But don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for everything and all my experiences. But I also had to fight for everything. Nothing came easy. Nothing.
What was the biggest difference between playing in JUCO and playing at USC? Especially in that first game, right? You leave in JUCO, now you in USC.
Oh yeah.
Surrounded about other star players. Like, how was that
transition? You know what? It was any transition I make from it doesn't matter where I'm playing. I don't care if I'm going back home and I'm playing at, I play at Millbank or Rutgers or, Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. I'm nervous because I want to do good. I want to show out for my people, but I also want to win, But so when I played, now this is a bigger platform. Now I'm playing at SC. I'm playing with Lisa. You got Tina. You got, all these other players that's dope. Walia Woods. I got two Tracys on the team. Like everybody is just a beast, right? I'm like, all right. If I make a mistake, if I make a mistake, like get a turnover or something, then I'll be all right. Cause now I get the jitters out.
Right.
Once I made that first mistake, it was on and popping. Cause now I'm like, all right, I can get it. Cause you hearing all this stuff. Sometimes you got to block all that stuff out. And once you score the first bucket or get that turnover for me, cause we human. And that's part of the game. You're gonna get turnovers. You know what I'm saying? You try not to, but it's just part of the game. That's what it is. I got the jitters out and I was good. And then I'm playing alongside these star top players. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do this. And I just took off from there, but I had to play a role at SC. I had to play a role. It wasn't about me. So those are difficult things you have to learn as you're a player, like you may be a superstar or whatever on one level, but then you get to the next level and it ain't about you. It's about somebody else. So I need you to do point guard stuff and be a point guard and shoot when you have to. You know what I'm saying? So.
But I think coming from where you came from, right? And all the stuff that you've been through, for some reason, I think you kind of enjoyed that. Not just everybody depending on you so much.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, I like making people look good. As a point guard, I want to do the fancy pass. I want to, let get me the assist, get you a little jump shot, corner here, there, or whatever. I want to get the crowd involved. You know what I'm saying? So that was my thing. But looking back, had I at SC focus a little more on me and points, you know what I'm saying, and breaking records, because those are the people who they recognize.
Right.
You know, they don't recognize the person who got that person the ball to get all of. They recognize stats.
Yes.
And this person is in the paper. See, when I got to SC, yeah, I was in the papers. You know what I'm saying? I was doing my thing, you know. But it wasn't to the point where I was the star.
Got you.
You know, I was just playing my role, you know. And then I also in the back of my mind, like I need to, it's a job. Even though you in school, like you get hurt, you know, people don't realize. For instance, when I used to come home on the break, you know, oh, yo, we got this tournament you want to play, or for the summer, you want to play, da. You go back home, you can't do the same things you was doing, because if you get hurt playing in the streets, and then you try to go back to college and talk about, oh, I hurt my knee, and they ain't trying to hear none of that. Right. You know what I'm saying? So why would I risk, you know, playing up, even though that's my home, Harlem, I want to play in every tournament I can, you know, coming back, because that's what you do. You come back, yeah, she played such and such, you know, going back, da. I don't want to hurt myself. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got people that's in the streets like, oh, you think you all that? Or you think you can do this and that? I'm going to show you and just try to give you the business for no reason. Elbows and hurt you on purpose. Now you messed up and you back home.
Yep. Excuse me.
So I couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I'm trying to be different or, you know, I'm trying to be all that and, oh, you too good. No, man, I got a scholarship and that's my job. So I have to make sure that I can do my job to the best of my ability, because they will get somebody else. You know how many other people wanted a scholarship to go to SC? You know what I'm saying? That's putting in work. So no, I just couldn't do it. So, but it was a great experience. I'll tell you that.
So with all you had to go through at SC and all the challenges and playing with all the star players,
right,
and being a role player,
mm-hmm.
you still made it to the WNBA. Like,
yeah,
that's not easy.
Yeah.
That's not easy. You wasn't putting up the same numbers you was in high school and JUCO that you was doing at SC, but you still accomplished a goal that so many few have.
Yeah. I was determined. So I'll take it back. When I played the WNBA, when I played in college, graduated college, there was no WNBA.
Got you.
So WNBA started in 97. I graduated in 94, right? But they did have a league called the ABL, American Basketball League. That was the first league.
That's right.
So that was before the WNBA. And I played in the ABL, but it was still 2 years after I graduated. You know what I'm saying? So I was working, you know, doing whatever I could to you know, make ends meet and trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. You know, you just in that stage, just trying to figure it out. But I always worked. So I was like, okay, well, you know, I'll try it out. I tried out for the league. I made it. And then that's when I was like, okay, now I'm gonna use this as building to build some income. You know what I'm saying? Build some income, because my thing was I'm not going back home just to be on the corners.
And you wasn't going overseas just to make a check to be lonely and be in the same position you was in college.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. And being overseas too, you back then you needed an agent. Agents want, you know, everybody, they want to take these certain players who had this name, big name here, da. I ain't got time for all that. You know, I just want to go and play and do what I need to do. And that's that. My goal was to make some money so I can, because I didn't see basketball as a career.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Salute my guy, AB Money, and Frederick Blue in the building. Frederick Blue says, salute, Nicky. Salute to you too, brother.
Appreciate you.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
So what team were you on in the ABL? And then tell us, how did you get drafted to the WNBA? And then let's walk through those 2 championships, like which
So
I think is a first for a New York City player.
Oh
I don't know.
yeah. Harlem, New York. I ain't talking about Harlem City players.
Right.
Yeah.
Was there somebody else before you that won a championship that's from New York?
I don't know. They could have been. I
don't know, Nick. I don't know.
I don't know. But let's see. So I got to I played on the Long Beach Stingrays, right?
Got you. Uh-huh.
And I was, that was good because they had a team out in Long Beach and I was in Cali. So cool. I didn't have to move nowhere. I already was staying here, living out here. So good. I played on that team. Then I got traded to Atlanta Glory with Teresa Edwards.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So I played with some Olympians, some ballers, you know what I'm saying? I was excited because I was like, man, I'm about to teaspoon, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to learn a lot, you know? And I go down there. I stayed in Atlanta, played there. And then after that, it was speculation that the league was going to fold because people were going to go to the WNBA. They was forming the WNBA. You hear that. And I was like, okay, cool. Now, the person that was in charge of the player personnel for the WNBA, she was an assistant coach when I was a player at SC. She was at Stanford. Nice. So I was like, oh, cool. She know, like, ooh, I'm good. I'm a bad at that. I'm getting up in there. Man, do you know I had to send in tapes? I had to basically sell myself to get into the WNBA.
Wow.
Like every week I would send like a letter. Boom. Send a letter like, I'm still interested. I want to get to the combine. Send tape of not only I sent my flaws and a highlight tape. And it was like an interview tape. So I interviewed myself, like basically telling them my strengths and weaknesses as a player. And then my highlights, and had to show them my personality. So I did that for some time. Finally, I got to the point where I was like, you know what? This is it. This is going to be the last year because I'm getting older, whatever. Either they're going to accept me or not. And then soon as I knew it, I got a letter in the mail stating that, they're going to invite me to the combine in Chicago. That way, the combine is where all the teams of the WNBA, they go to one place and then you have a showcase.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to try out for this team, that team, because you'll never make it because you have to pay yourself to go try out. You want to try out for LA and then you go try out for New York. That's money, hotel, flights, all that stuff. So I was like, nah, I can't do that. I'm not doing that. So I finally got into the WNBA. At the combine, I killed them. Like I was in the best shape of my life. I was doing whatever in my point of view, and even the coaches, I did my thing, but I didn't have that big name. I went to SC, but I didn't have that big name.
Right.
So guess what?
Lisa Leslie and Tina, yes.
So guess what? So they draft out of 65 players, I was 64.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was 64. I was like, wow, okay, cool, no problem. Out of those 64 players, that's how many got chips. That's how many people out of those 64 players stayed on the team. They didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? So, I just felt that I'm going to do what I need to do to make it. And whatever that took, if I have to stay in the gym all day, practicing and doing what I need to do, that's what I'm going to do. But I had to make sure I was always ready. Always. And sometimes being ready physically, you still got to be ready mentally because you got a lot of things going on that they play games, mental games with you. People don't know that. So they play a lot of mental games, to mess with your head and to mess with your confidence. And
Look,
So
I tell this to people all the time because people just watch the game, right?
Mhm.
And they don't understand the game inside the game, right? And
Right,
what you're talking about, they
right,
just think, everybody is celebrated and they don't play these mind games. It happens all the time. All right.
yeah.
So
Man, I could tell you some stories, but
no, we
yeah,
gonna save that for another time because I'm gonna bring you on with somebody else and
yeah,
we're gonna do a basketball Illuminati show.
yeah,
Facts.
yeah,
Right? So
yeah.
I was just going to give a few more shout outs. Salute to my guy Chuck and Peter Pierre, my guys from Lincoln. Salute. Norcia said, I know I'm killing your name. I'm so sorry. But she said something similar to what you said. She said it's crazy everything you speak on was the New York City experience, but you work for your success and kudos. Many of the rest of us just settled. No one saw our talents.
Mm-hmm.
You are nice. I remember the real deal.
Right. Yeah,
Salute to
yeah.
my guy Corey. Yes,
Appreciate that.
and Norcia, I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate those words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? One thing I want to say before we, depart, I just want to have that message to the young people out here. No matter what you're going through in life, because I know how it is growing up, and we have that, ghetto in every state,
Yeah.
every country you go to. Everybody have problems, or everybody have this, and you got to deal with your situation, whatever it is. But never let nobody tell you that you can't do something or you can't become something. Because had I listened to those people that told me that, I wouldn't been able to succeed the way I did. And just because at one point, I had the accolades and all that, you know what I'm saying? That don't make you.
That's right.
You still got to be a genuine person and really care about people, and you get to know people of like exactly what you got to learn people, because there's always going to be somebody that's going to jump on the bandwagon to get something from you. You know what I'm saying? And just, you got to watch out for the vultures. Watch out for the vultures and make sure that you take care of you, and whatever decision you make for you, you got to live with that, because those people ain't going to be there. Me leaving school and going to another school, or going to the junior college, and then going to SC, or being traded from one team to the next. These are all my decision, and even my decision to leave the WNBA. People told me, "Why would you leave the WNBA? You making this?" Because they don't make me. Your steps are ordered by God, and whatever He has for you, whatever that is, whatever your destiny is already formed, is already shaped. So there's nothing you can do about that. I'm not going to stay on a team or stay somewhere where I'm not feeling it, and mentally is messing with me mentally. No, just to say I play in WNBA and I played this many years and on the team. No, I'm not doing that. Sometimes you gotta, I always tell people, some for a reason, some for a season, and some for a lifetime, and that's how life goes. So you have to make your own path and do what's right for you, and whatever make you comfortable, and live with that.
What did you do after your career was over?
After my career was over, I did some real estate. I was a salesperson, so I was doing some properties, but I basically did my own properties. I had a nonprofit. Now I'm working with kids in the I'm in a probation department.
Okay.
LA.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in a probation department, so I'm still working with kids and trying to give them that same message. The same message to see, look, I could have been you. I was you.
That's right.
Don't let nobody shape you. You make mistakes in life, but that don't define you as a person unless you keep making those same mistakes. So you learn from your mistakes, and those mistakes become experiences. You know what I'm saying? and then it'll guide you through your life, wherever way you want to go. Some people you can't reach, other people you can, but I always try to, give positive advice to people on different things. And if you really want to know the real, I'm going to show you the good and the bad side of college life, becoming a professional athlete, and coming out the streets. I'm going to give it to you rough and raw. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing, because why? Why would you sugarcoat it? You know what I'm saying? I could say, oh, I had the greatest time ever at these schools, and everything was just great. I had all this great positive stuff, but that wasn't the case. It wasn't the case. So
that's real. That's real. I do the same in education. So, some you reach, and you just got to keep on, because it's a lot more that's willing to extend in for the help.
Right.
Yeah. How do you get this idea to create this book? Right. Because it's a great book. A lot of people are enjoying it. We're going to keep promoting it and letting people know they should buy the book right here. There you go. Let's put it up together. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, you know what?
It's a fun read, easy read. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to make it an easy read. I didn't want to. I've been through some stuff. I didn't want to name drop people. I didn't want to, try to get this big time person to do this in the book. No, it wasn't about that. It was about my experience, from growing up and some of the things I had to go through, family side, and also basketball and school and just life in general. So it's not just a basketball book. I think it's just an inspirational book that anybody, any genre could take something from it. My brother always told me, my oldest brother, he always was like, you should write a book. You should write a book. And I was like, nobody want to hear my story. Like, nah, I'm good. Maybe one day I'll do it. And then he passed. And then we just had passing of family members. And I was like, you know what? Let me get this going now. Let me get it going, because if I don't do it now, it's never going to happen. And I had to really sit during COVID. So it had some time, those 2 years where it was like you lockdown stuff. I had some time to really reflect on my life, because all the stuff I found out about high school that I did, it was during this book process. Because I would see the articles, I'll get the articles and I'll just put them up, and I stack them, till they were yellow. Then I had to go back now and go archive in the library and stuff like that. But different stuff that I had, I was just like, wow, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I was like, damn, I really did some stuff in New York. Like I didn't know until I started doing the book. So some stuff came out. And then people always tell me, like, they're like, you did this, you did that. I'm like, for real? I didn't know that. So it's a lot of stuff that I did throughout the years, but I just held on to different stuff and store it. So I just got stuff stored, but I'm gonna try to put it out. I definitely want to, the book mean a lot, because it's for my family, to, you just see a different side of me, you just see it, and I don't have nothing to hide. You know what I'm saying? I'm what you see is what you get, and I'm a give it to you real. You know what I'm saying? Just give it to you real, like, because some people you need that.
Yeah.
And approachable. Some people you can't even approach. Don't come up to me and be like, oh, you Nick. Nah, come up to me like, what's up? How you doing? Because I'm a person, just regular. Like, we idolize the celebrity and the fame and all that of people. They just people. They make mistakes and do the same thing you do. You know what I'm saying? They just got a little more money and a little more exposure than you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw that at King Towers when I came up to purchase your book and meet you in person, and saw you how you was with your community, and how you greeted everyone with a smile and took pictures with everyone, from all the adults to all the kids, and it definitely showed me a different side. Corey Weiss said she's probably the only player. What up, Corey? Says she's probably the only female player from New York to play in the Pac-10. I'm gonna have to do my research and see. It's a lot of firsts with her. It's a lot of firsts. You got to understand. And we are here to toot your home. We are here to celebrate you. We are here to give you your flowers and let you know that you're not only a Harlem queen, but you the queen of New York for sure.
You
know what I'm
appreciate
saying? For sure. So
Yeah.
I want to run through a few more things that we're gonna get you out of here.
All right.
When it's all said and done, what do you want your legacy to be?
I just want people to know that, you know, like the mistakes I made, you know, I learned from mistakes, and that I want people to know that, like, I was just I am, I ain't gonna say was, but I am just a regular Harlem girl who had dreams of making it, and I wasn't gonna let anybody stop me from doing that, no matter what they said or all the obstacles that was put in my way, because it was a lot, you know, and I just had to knock them down. So know that I'm humble, know that I appreciate everything, all the love, and, you know, just aspire to, you know, I'm still a work in progress. You know, I still got things to do. You know, I'm still learning. You know, I still learn from other people, never know too much, you know, and you know, just to be that humble person that's approachable and lovable, that you can always come up. Because I'm not gonna, no matter who it is, you see me on the streets or whatever, I'm not gonna act like I'm too big to say something to you, especially if you remember me from sports, the sports world. You know what I'm saying? I get more recognition from that movie, Space Jam, than anything. And it's crazy. I'm like, you got old people.
Hold on. You was a Space Jam?
The first one, the original one. Yeah.
Oh, well, Mike. Yes. I was like, not the whack one. Not the whack one. Not the whack.
But big up LeBron and try to do his thing, but
right.
You can't outdo that first one. But yeah. So, you know, if you want to get to know me, go get that book, Harlem Queen, you know, put it up again. There you go. It took a lot for me to do it. And what people don't realize is, if open the book up, open it up from the back like that and put it up like this. Put it up like this.
Oh, got you.
What people don't know, if you see the artwork in there, is a city, the New York City skyline, and the 2 basketball courts. It's a full basketball court. Have you ever noticed that? And you turn around, it's a full basketball.
Facts. Yes.
Yeah.
See the hoop right there? Move my fingers. See the hoop? The hoop right there. It's a hoop right there. Yeah.
So me, you know, in the city, and that's what I was doing, day in and day out.
Wow. If you could change one thing about your journey, what would it be?
That my mom was here to witness everything. Yeah.
Same here. Yeah.
Yeah. My mom was here to witness everything, and to, you know, because all this was for her. And yeah, I don't want to get emotional, but yeah, I would love for her to have seen me do the things that I set out to do. Yeah. Because it's always a piece of me is gone. Like, no matter what, you lose your mom, you know, you just lose that. I don't know what it is. It's been not since 94, but it's like it was yesterday, you know? Yeah. So
she's very proud of you, and she walks with you every day.
Yeah, I know that, but you know, it's hard when you can hug a person, talk to a person.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah. But that'd be the only thing I'll change, if I could change.
Okay, we're gonna have a little bit of fun. It's gonna take a couple of minutes, and we're gonna get you out here, because now it's time for the top five. All right, Nick. Top 5 players you played against.
I think I said this before, but stuff just changing. I have Dawn Stanley. I have Lisa Leslie.
Ooh.
Shit, Teresa Weatherspoon.
Ooh.
I have of course Lisa and Cynthia Cooper. It changes all the time because I
know, but you talk about literally arguably some of the top 5 women in basketball history ever.
Yeah.
That's
I could throw look, I forget about this. I could throw Sue Bird in there too.
Salute to Sue Bird, New York City. Yes.
Sue Bird in there, but I played against a lot of people. Rosetta Guilford. How y'all know about my girl Rosetta Guilford out of Cheney State? She out in Jersey. It was her, and I'ma always give her props because that's my big sis. It was her on the East Coast and Cheryl Miller on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? She was giving you look that name up, Rosetta Guilford.
Listen, I do one person a month that's not in the state of New York. So she willing to come on the show. I'll definitely give her flowers for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. You just let her know. All right.
For sure.
All right. Top 5 players you played with.
Lisa, Tina. Excuse me. It's a lot. Teresa. Stacey Lovelace. I need some water.
Don't worry about it. Go let her get some water, and definitely gonna come back and finish up with top 5 New York City females of all time. Definitely gonna do that. But if y'all are listening to all the ladies that she mentioned, she played with and against some of the greatest female basketball players of our time. And y'all witnessing greatness. Nicky McCrimmon has laid the foundation for New York City women's basketball to where they at today. And she did it in the 80s. Okay? And she didn't have an easy road, right? And this can go for anyone out there. You're going to have some bumps and bruises. You're going to have some obstacles that you're going to have to jump over and run through. And it's not going to be easy, but you can't give up. And y'all witnessing greatness, right? Because she's telling you and giving you the blueprint to greatness.
Man, I'm sorry. You got me talking.
That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. We almost
Top
finished.
5. Yeah, Tamika Dixon, out of Jersey. Mawadi Mabika, my LA people on the team. So
wow.
I think that was 5.
Yes. All right. Top 5 players for New York City. Male, female, if you want to combine them, you just want to name females. That's it, and we out of here.
Rosetta Guilford, always. Kenny Anderson, Rod Strickland, Dee Posey, Marcy Carnegie, Gloria Felder, big ups.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying?
Facts. So I'm trying to look up the place she was talking about, but it's not on YouTube.
Which one?
I meant. What player? Who you talk? I think the Jersey. You talking about Jersey?
Yeah, she from Jersey. She from Jersey.
What's her name again? What's her name again?
Rosetta Guilford.
Rosetta Guilford. I'm gonna put on my.
And she played at Cheney, and she was during the era of Cheryl Miller.
Got you.
They call her Red.
Got you. Well, I'm gonna search for her.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you talking about her? He's talking about you. Well, listen, she's gonna send all our articles to me, and I'm gonna do a whole day of Nicky McCrimmon's on my IG page. So, Killer Dogs, stay tuned. Well, listen, Nick, I just want to say this. like from the bottom of my heart and from everybody in New York City, the whole New York State, we want to say thank you. Thank you for
Oh,
all the years that we was able to watch you play, read all your articles, and dream about one day meeting you and let you know to your face that you're definitely one of the greatest players in New York City history. And thank you for what you did for women's basketball, because
appreciate
now
it.
New York City girls basketball is on fire.
Yeah.
And it's thanks
So,
to, women like yourself who kind of paved the way and was a pioneer to all of this. So we want to say thank you.
yeah. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
No
Much
doubt.
love.
I'm gonna bring you back for that basketball Illuminati special. We're just gonna talk about the inside of pro sports like nobody else has talked about it. And
Yeah.
we'll schedule that again. All right.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Yeah. Wow. What an amazing show. Listen, I'm glad we can start off season 4 in such spectacular fashion with Nicky McCrimmon's, our first female guest for the season, because we have some great guests coming on. We're going to have some father-son duels. We're going to have special guests from out of town who dealt with a lot of infamy on the AAU scene and, was in newspapers and Sports Illustrated, ESPN, articles and news shows. He's going to give you the whole background to the whole AAU escapade that he's been through. And we have some more guests that I got lined up that's going to be coming to you soon. So I want to say thank you for all the love that I've been getting out here in New York City, and everyone out there for supporting the show. Thank you to all my people who tuned in tonight. Thank you. Just want to say again, we got that new merch, baby. We got some sneakers coming through. Some more things to spice up the Basketball Heads brand. We got the website coming soon. And also this summer, again, we got the Basketball League tournament. And we're adding high school girls because people like Nicky McCrimmon who paved the way. So, again, my name is Glenn Pooh Harding, and you've been watching Basketball Heads Live, the podcast. We are the official home for New York City basketball. And once again, my guy, DJ Kenny Parker, if you ain't already watched the episode, make sure you tune in. One of the greatest stories in hip-hop history, one of the greatest DJs, legendary hip-hop group BDP. Again, we like to say, peace.